What's happening, everybody? This is Derek Stoughton from the National Curriculum Committee, and I wanted to make a quick video with everybody, or for everybody, to show you about a very, very special website that our wonderful leadership team at headquarters has launched recently. You're probably aware of this. If you're not, you definitely should be. We are in a very historic year for the fraternity. 2019 is the 100th anniversary of Kappa Kappa Psi. Really a terrific, fantastic time for the fraternity, and there's a lot of celebrations that are going on throughout the year, not only at the conventions, which are going to be upcoming here just a little bit as of the time of this video is made, but also the 100th anniversary and our national celebration at our national convention in Stillwater this summer. And the fraternity has made a very specific website detailing the Centennial and all the wonderful events and history leading up to it. And I wanted to show you that website today. And there it is right there, centennial.kkpsi.org. So if you click on that, that takes us right here to this page. And it's a very well done, well thought out website that has a lot of fantastic information regarding the Centennial and everything coming up with the National Convention, which I'm going to get to here in just a little bit. But if you go to centennial.kkpsi.org right there, you go here and you've got the Founders Day message from our president, Brother Evan Thompson. And you can go through and it talks about the celebration, the founder spirit, and you go through there who we are, where we're located, about all of our chapters, all that good stuff. So you can read all about that information right there. So again, the National Convention website, we'll get to that here in just a moment. But let's start by going through the website, and I want to show you some things. Let's start with the history of the fraternity, and we can get into the brief history of the organization. So here's the history of Kappa Kappa Psi. Talks about William A. Scroggs and Bahuma Makovsky, our guiding spirit, and talking about the history of the organization right there. And again, I won't read this verbatim. You could read this on your own. Throughout the years, you've got the first 10 years at the National Convention, talking about all that stuff. World War II and the expansion of the fraternity through there. By the way, I will mention that our wonderful National Vice President for Student Affairs, Jessica Lee, has done a very in-depth and thorough selection of interviews with various brothers from the organization about the history of the fraternity and throughout the different times. You can check that out on the Kappa Kappa Psi Presents podcast, which you definitely should check out. She's interviewed many, there's some governors that are on there, past presidents that she's talked about, that she's interviewed, talking about the history of the fraternity. So definitely check that out on the Kappa Kappa Psi Presents podcast. That's good supplemental material to what we have here. But anyways, continuing on, talks about World War II and the growth of the fraternity past World War II, talking about the 50th anniversary, building the modern fraternity, and talking about some issues which are prevalent. I'll say that's the word I'm going to go with, prevalent in our society today. Talking about racial diversity and adding women to the fraternity, which I think is obviously terrific. Getting into the biennium, you talk about the Title IX, all that kind of good stuff. The headquarters at Stillwater Station, which we're very excited about. If you haven't seen it, it's terrific. And I hope if you come to the National Convention this summer, you'll get to see it. It's a really cool place. I've gotten to go several times, and it's terrific. You're definitely going to want to check that out. The chapter field representative program, which is fantastic. Many of you have undoubtedly met with your CFRs over the years, and it's a great way for us to keep tabs of what's going, or I say the national office, keep tabs of what's going on with the chapters across the country, and a way for them to help you grow as an organization. So definitely a fantastic thing. Petitioning documents, you click on that. That's password protected. Don't worry about that. Okay, the timeline. This is probably my favorite part of the Centennial website. Now, if you look here, you've got different checkpoints throughout the history of the fraternity. And if you scroll down on these different checkpoints, you can see various events of the fraternity. Like there's William A. Scroggs, born in 1896. You scroll down and you can see, like for example, the Gamma chapter was initiated, Beta chapter. So it goes through and it highlights when each chapter became an official part of the fraternity, which I think is really cool. You got the second biennial convention. It goes through the different biennial conventions throughout history. And again, if you know when your chapter was installed, say, for example, for a new chapter here at the University of North Dakota, for example, you click on that, and you can see the founding picture and the founding brothers and the next chapter, the previous chapter, all that kind of stuff. So that's really, 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 really cool. I really think that this is brilliant and very well done. So check that out. It's pretty cool. And it's got them throughout the years. Again, various different times and throughout the different milestones, I guess. That's the word I'm going to go with. Different milestones in in the history of the fraternity. So that's pretty cool. So check that out. I think you're really going to enjoy that. Okay, the official events. You got the Centennial Celebration registration on Saturday, July 20th, 2019. Now, you're definitely going to want to check that out. We've got a founder's ceremony. We've got the rededication of the National Shrine. You can read that there. You can check out historical presentations at the grave sites of some of the most important members of the history of the organization. The Centennial Alumni Band, which you're definitely going to want to check out. And then there's the registration information there. So you definitely want to check that out. And you can register down below. Here you can reserve your Centennial Alumni Band ticket. That's going to be a fantastic concert. You're definitely going to want to check that out. Again, that's part of the National Convention, which we'll get to here in a minute. And some spoilers. You got some available tickets coming up. So you can reserve your tickets if you need to. And again, you're definitely going to want to get on that pretty soon. If you want to make a donation to advancing some of the traditions of the fraternity, you can do that. This is how much time is left until that campaign challenge is over. Again, you can see how you can donate. And you've got the Collegiate Band, Capital Improvements, Centennial Fund Initiative, the educational program expansion, all that good stuff. You can fill all that stuff right there. How you can enter in your information. If you want to do it via credit card, you can do that. Definitely consider giving a gift. I think that would be a wonderful way to continue to show your support for the fraternity. Another wonderful thing that they've got here is share your stories. And I think that this is really, really, really cool. So obviously a lot of wonderful stuff has happened over the 100 years of the fraternity. And I know the national office wants to hear about it. So attach your story. If you want to type in your story, just tell us what's going on. We want to hear about it. We want to know about how Kappa Kappa Psi has helped your life, how the organization has helped the community. We want to hear about that. So share your stories with us. We would absolutely love to hear it. Got some information. If you want to use the Centennial logo, there's the restrictions by that. Again, if you want to use it, make sure that you get in touch with the appropriate people. So you can see that there. There's the media toolkit. Again, I won't go into that, but you can check that out on your own. And this is pretty cool too. If you want to declare a Kappa Kappa Psi Day in your own town, here you go. Here's the form to do it, and then meet with your mayor or mayor staff and request that the city proclaim its own Kappa Kappa Psi Day. And if that happens, again, send it to centennial@kkkpsi.org. That would be really cool. We want to have official Kappa Kappa Psi Days in the various cities across the country. So if you want to do that, check that out. And then, of course, there's official merchandise, which we don't have any of yet, but it will happen eventually. Okay? And you can check out Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/Kappa Kappa Psi and twitter.com/Kappa Kappa Psi. So there's the Centennial website. A lot of terrific stuff on that. Now I want to show you the National Convention website, which everybody should be going to. Everybody should come to NatCon, July 16th through the 20th at Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma, both for Kappa Kappa Psi and Tau Beta Sigma. 134 days of the time of this video. Pretty cool. We got some great people coming in. Annalise Sinclair, Callie Addington, and Becca Teeter. I hope I'm saying that right. The one and only Dr. Tim Lotzenheiser. That's going to be fantastic. Jocelyn Hagen's coming in. That's all going to be great. And then we've got the Kappa Kappa Psi keynote speaker, which is actually a neat thing that the fraternity is doing. And let's see if we can find that. Yeah. So there's a contest to be the Kappa Kappa Psi keynote speech, to give the Kappa Kappa Psi keynote speech, which I think is awesome. Information on lodging, on-campus housing. If you want to do that, you can check that out. So fortunately, the residential halls at Oklahoma State University are really helpful with that. So you definitely want to check that out. You can read the information there. There's also hotels in the area. You can check that out. Show you this real fast. Again, there's various hotels, the Best Western, the Hampton Inn and Suites. I've stayed at a couple of these. They're all terrific. airport shuttle to the Stillwater Regional Airport, which, by the way, that airport is, I like it. It's if you haven't been through the airport in Stillwater, it's awesome. There's a single terminal. It's one flight, or I think it's a flight, 2 flights, I think it is, to and from Dallas each day that connects to DFW and then goes wherever you want to go from there. So it's really, really, really helpful. A lot of great places. So check that out. Again, you can read about the different speakers that we have right there. Here are the different forms for Kappa Kappa Psi. They have some for Tau Beta Sigma as well. But if you want to, you've got a constitution, programs, or award changes, you can just submit that information right there. And then you can fill out that form there. You got the delegate and proxy form, which is usual. Keynote speaker application. Let's see if these are still going on. Yeah, April 19th. So as of this video, you've got about a month to get those in. And you can contact Dr. Nick Bratcher, the National Vice President for Programs, if you have any questions about that. Student parliamentarian application, chapter display table registration, which is important for all the conventions. If you want your chapter to display some table information, you can certainly do that. So again, you should fill out the form. That'll get to the appropriate people. I want to show you a little bit about, again, for Kappa Kappa Psi, this is our national leadership. We have one candidate for president, Dr. Marko, soon to be Dr. Marko Krasatovic. And then we have National Vice President for Colonization and Membership, Nick Bratcher and Jessica Lee. We've got Latrondrick Hunter and Daniel Miller for the candidates for National Vice President for Programs. You can see we got National Vice President for Student Affairs, candidates for Board of Trustees. So you can read about them. They got a website if you want to get some more information about them. Some of them do. So definitely check that out so you know who you'd like to vote for your slate of national officers for the 2019-2021 biennium. I think that would be absolutely terrific. We get some really cool concerts coming up. The National Intercollegiate Band, which is going to be fantastic. Professor Jerry Junkin from the University of Texas will be the guest conductor, and the guest composer will be Joel Puckett, who is a fantastic composer and is really doing some amazing things. As the time of this video, he has an opera being premiered in Minnesota. So it's really, really fantastic. So if you want to be part of the National Intercollegiate Band, you can get some information right there. Definitely check that out. This is pretty cool, and I actually didn't know about this until recently. But you may have seen on Facebook the Melodica Men, and they're playing their melodeons, and they do all these funny videos. They go viral. They've done 1812. They do all kind of things. They've been seen Gong Show, America's Got Talent, so they're awesome. And they're going to be giving a concert. So that's really, really, really cool. You're definitely going to want to check that out. Reserve your ticket for that. And then for the alumni out there, we have the Centennial Alumni Band. I believe Dr. Joseph Missel, Director of Bands at Oklahoma State, is doing that group. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. And if you want to register, you can definitely do that here. So definitely make sure that you get the national convention, that stuff right there. Definitely get your registration in. $150 at June 15th, and registration will close at the end of June. So please make sure that you get everything registered now so that we'll see you there in Stillwater. Don't wait. You'll get that in as soon as you can. So anyways, that's just a brief overview of both the Centennial website and the National Convention website. We definitely hope that you'll check those out. Check out the really cool resources that the National Office has put together. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to get in touch with anybody at the National Headquarters. Centennial at kksi.org is a great resource. You can also contact the curriculum. Members of the curriculum committee can help you out with this. That's what I serve on. So you can get in touch with me. Or anybody. Really, I think Centennial is going to be your best way to go. Centennial at kksi.org. Or just get in touch with any of the national officers, and they'd be willing to help you out. So anyways, thank you for checking this video out. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. And I look forward to seeing all of you at the National Convention, July 16th through 20th, 2019 at Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your semester.